Good evening from Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in sunny Lauderdale by the Sea. Beautiful evening out there. I think I'll take a walk after I'm done with this report because it looks so nice, and it's usually been pretty hot earlier in the day to even take a walk. And besides being hot, I've been too damn busy. So not to talk about the weather, and I say that all the time, not talk about weather, talk about surf, talk about fishing. Let's talk about gold right now. Rather than go straight to the gold prices like I normally do, I'm going to take a look at a few articles here and keep this report actually a little bit shorter and shorter because I want you guys reading this stuff. I don't want to have to read it for you. The problem with today's society is everybody wants everything in like 10 seconds, 15-second sound bites. And you know what? You can't get the whole facts and truth and the whole scope of what someone's trying to tell you in a 15 and 20-second sound bite. So rather than me do it in a 20-second sound bite on a video, I'm going to start pointing you guys out the videos that videos and articles I suggest you read or take a look at. And this would be one. Gold and bonds jump, dollar dumps after Fed. And let's see who that is. Oh, looks like a spam call on my phone. Sorry about that. Gold and bonds jump, dollar dumps after Fed unveils new longer run goals. Well, Powell spoke today, and let's take a look at this. And again, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I want you to read this yourself. With Chair Powell's prepared remarks at Jackson Hole short on details, the market appeared concerned that the Fed won't dramatically shift policy as expected. Well, what are they talking about as expected? What the Fed is going to do is exactly what they've been doing. It's just print more money. They're going to try to keep inflation down to about 2%. So maybe they'll tighten up policy a little bit, and maybe that's why the market dropped a little bit. But anyway, while it's still possible for the final framework released to create a bear steepening of the curve today, today's reaction appears to be a reversal of some positioning that would have benefited from longer-term inflation and growing expectations rising. Anyways, I want you to take a look at this article. It kind of shows the correlation between bonds and gold and other investments and such. And again, don't want to sit here and explain the whole thing to you. I'd rather have you read it. Pause this real quick, type this in. It's under zero hedge. Maybe you'll find it somewhere else. There you go, right there. And let's take a look at Wells Fargo. I like this article too. Wells Fargo, gold bull run signals growing lack of trust in the monetary systems. Well, this is exactly what we've been talking about for some time. Why are you buying gold and silver? Well, you're buying gold and silver because the dollar is not to be trusted, nor are any other currencies. The dollar supposedly is the strongest and the leading currency in the entire world. And it has been since my lifetime and my grandparents' lifetime, and probably a little bit before that as well. So when they just start printing more and more and more of it, we're just getting into an inflationary mode. And as Wells Fargo will point out here, let's take a look here. Wells Fargo head of real asset strategy, John LaForge, penned the report noting that gold has been on a strong 3-year run with the price up about 35% in 2020 alone. He outlined 3 primary reasons gold has gone up. Low real long-term interest rates, which means people that like to save money and are very conservative can't put their money in a CD or a savings account or anything because it pays absolutely fucking nothing. Excuse me for the bad language. And really, where are they going to put their money? This whole economy since 2008 has punished savers. Why would you want to punish people that save money? But that's exactly what this economy's done. So low real long-term interest rates are like in a reality. And you know what? It's possible that we may even see negative interest rates. Woo! I mean, we've seen it in other places. It's not impossible here. That's what these people do. Excessive global money printing. We've been talking about this for months. Why do you think gold and silver are going up? Because of inflation. Really, gold and silver are just a direct relationship of dollar printing and excess dollar printing. And inflation. It's other products haven't caught up. Food hasn't caught quite up to that. Education and all these things slowly go up over time. However, you're going to see major inflation coming up because of this. And a weakening U.S. dollar. Well, if you notice, anytime we've seen some dollar strength here in the last couple of weeks, gold has gone down, but the dollar strength has only been temporary based on some bad news or perceptions. And remember, in this economy, facts don't matter. Facts don't matter. You know what runs markets? Perception. Perception. You know what perception is? 30-second sound bites that CNBC gives people and people trade on, and that people hear from another person. Not facts. We're running an entire economy on perception. So anyway, don't want to digress there. Good article to read. And another thing, LaForge goes on to offer a fourth meta reason for a gold bull run that he called the elephant in the room. Absolutely fucking agree. Because as I say about Wall Street Journal, mainstream corporate financial news, or supposedly respected news source for financial information, as well as Bloomberg, CNBC, none of them talk about gold at all. So they're all full of shit, if you ask me. So, excuse me, I didn't mean to say that, but don't mean to keep using profanities here. But LaForge goes on to offer a fourth meta reason for gold's bull run that he called the elephant in the room. It's called trust. Trust in money. Pause this video, stare at this little thing I've just highlighted, and realize this is one of the primary drivers of gold and silver. Trust in money. And money is really backed by nothing but trust. If you look at type in the word fiat currency in Google, and you'll find out what your dollar bill really is, or your $100 bill, or your paycheck really is. It's fiat money. And when we lose trust in money over the very long term, it's been a fickle. Well, anyway, no paper money has survived time, while gold has. Gold is a history-trusted store of value. Absolutely true. We've talked about this over and over and over. But look who's talking about it right now. Wells Fargo. I've been talking about this. Gold people have been talking about this. People that are in the business and understand gold and silver for what it really is, been talking about this for a long time. It's survived way longer than any country, corporation, empire, you name it. Gold has been around for 5,000 years. There's only so much supply on planet Earth. Now I know we could probably go mine the stars, and when we do, we don't even if we're out mining stars for gold, and we're out mining stars and planets for precious metals, do we really need precious metals at that point? Man, that's like the Star Trek utopia. So probably not. Meanwhile, we're stuck with what we have on Earth. And what we have on Earth is a finite supply of gold and silver. Unlike Bitcoin, well, it has a finite supply, but it's just fiat currency. It's ones and zeros. It's meaningless if you lose your electricity, or you lose. I'm sorry, Bitcoin people aren't going to like me for this, but it's meaningless if you lose your electricity or your internet. However, let me say that I think that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and these things will have an important part to play in transferring money payments and everything. But really, what backs that? What backs that? I'd like to see a cryptocurrency somehow backed in precious metals. I don't know how that works, and maybe I don't understand the concept that well, but you know, that would be the ultimate right there. Something that you knew was in a vault somewhere, and that you could transfer your money back and forth between person to person anonymously online, and know that your transactions were back something other than a digital 1 and 0, which is really just fiat without the paper. You know, remember, at least with a dollar bill, $100 bill, you have a piece of paper to wipe your ass with. Excuse me, I don't mean to say that. Gold, finite supply, been around for 5,000 years. It's never going to go away as money. And you know what? The people that tell you, oh, it's an old relic, listen, Warren Buffett bought gold. He's the guy that was telling you it was a relic some time ago, you know, like the Oracle of Omaha. Give me a break. Now he's a big gold buyer. Hypocrites, but I won't go into hypocrites. So gold's been around forever. It's going to be around forever. And when central banks, when people that actually print money and own gold themselves and give you currency, I mean, at least you can wipe your butt with a piece of currency. Give you currency, print currency, own gold. When they give you currency and they own gold, that should tell you a lot about gold. But anyway, it's called trust. Trust in money over the very long term has been a fickle thing. No paper money has survived time, while gold has. Gold is a history of trusted store of value. And listen, if there was any time, there was time to be mistrustful of paper money, governments, world governments, the whole fucking system, it's now. So why not own some gold and silver? And I don't mean, I went a little bit off there. So anyways, sorry about that. That's what happens when you have a glass of wine before you do your report. And yes, Merlot. I like Merlot. I like cabs too. I like the red wines, not a white wine drinker. You didn't need to know that. But anyway, I did have a glass of wine, so I'm a little bit passionate right now if I sound that way. Let's take a look at the Wall Street Journal. I'm not even going to the home page. I'm not even going to the market page because the home page has nothing but bullshit, talking about BLM and the Trump and Biden and all this other bullshit. It's not the Wall Street Journal. It's like a gossip page of politics. And then if you go to the markets page, it's nothing but rah-rah for the stock market and basically the mouthpiece for Wall Street. And people that make money. So, I don't even like that page. And they don't say anything about gold and silver on the home page, or they never do. Gold isn't a full-blown bull market. It's right up there. It's going to probably keep going, but do they talk about it? Very seldom. You have to go to a little obscure page like markets, then you got to go down to commodities and futures, and this is what you get. ETF boom fuels gold solid sharp rise. Well, first off, I'll go into 20 different ways why that frickin' headline is just bullshit. I mean, it is true to some degree. The ETFs, people that don't know better that buy ETFs are kind of fueling the gold prices somewhat here. But, really what's fueling the gold price is inflation, bad economic decisions by our Federal Reserve, bad economic decisions by our government, bad economic decisions by us, and really, anyways, I'm going to show you on the market page, some obscure section that you had to really look for in Wall Street Journal, the section they have on gold. And look at this, the 2020 gold rush in market is starting to unnerve even some long-term fans of precious metals. Where did this author right here for Wall Street Journal get that? Well, actually, I've read some Wall Street journals that specialize in gold, and I got to tell you, wow, these people quote some people that really have no fucking clue what they're talking about. Excuse my language. I know some of these people that quoted. God, I shouldn't say that. And they have no fucking clue what they're talking about. So when you know someone that the Wall Street Journal is quoting in their gold markets that has no fucking clue what they're talking about, and you know that, it makes you wonder what they don't know what they're talking about. So really, you can just X this article out. What do they say here? Anyway, if you're a Wall Street Journal subscriber, you can take a look at this. If not, don't bother. Anyways, I didn't even talk about spot prices today. My gosh, I kind of digressed altogether. But this is cool. We usually talk about this first. Well, let's see what happens. Yesterday, as I said, I noticed a little trend. I noticed trends after 40 years of watching the gold price every day. My gosh, it's like watching your child grow up. Every little tick and talk, unless something exterior really causes them to do something outside their norm. And that's what it's like for gold and silver with me. It's like a child I've watched every year for 40 years. I know every freaking move they're going to make, generally speaking, unless an outside influence has some kind of influence on them. And yesterday, I knew markets were going to get kicked a little bit. We were up around 1953 yesterday. And I just felt like it was kind of like a bull trap, to trap us bull guys. And people make a lot of money by fucking around with the price of gold and driving it down temporarily. I mean, $30 to $53 from yesterday, or $30 to $50 or whatever it was yesterday. Big profits for the paper people, and that's exactly what happens. For you physical guys, don't worry about it. If you can buy these dips that are actually created by these paper buyers and sellers who really just try to manipulate it on a day-to-day basis, but they can never ultimately manipulate the physical gold prices. It's just not going to happen. Again, I digress. I'm making this a long report again. Let's take a look at what the New York spot price closed at. 1921. I forget what it was yesterday, but it was higher, and I did kind of get a feeling that it was going to be a little bit lower today, and it was. particularly before Powell's speech. There's so much confusion going on here. Ultimately, I think when everything is absorbed with what Powell said today, gold prices are going to just continue their climb upward, as are silver. I'm not even going to talk about silver right now because I'm very happy with what silver is doing. It's kind of maintained its value. 27 bucks, so actually a little bit higher. I thought it was going to stay in that 26.50 or maybe even get knocked a little bit, and it did not. So it's kind of diverged from gold a little bit here. Silver's doing its own thing right now. I love silver. I still think we're going to see $50 an ounce price, and I think $50 an ounce for silver is really cheap given what the world, what things are really worth, and what the inflation really is going to do to everything out there. Listen, silver was 50 bucks an ounce in 1980. It's 20 at the height of its market. It was 50 bucks an ounce in 2011 or 12, or close to 50 bucks an ounce. Gold's already broken its record twice. Silver's not even broken that $50 market. And you know what? Based on what everything is worth now, there's things that seem cheap really out there right now. And gold, silver, or actually silver and platinum are the two, I think, really cheapest commodities you can buy in the market right now that I think have great potential upside and very little downside. As far as gold and silver, I've been talking about the gold and silver ratio here. We're in that low 70 to 1 ratio with silver to gold, and I like it. That's kind of where, actually 75 to 85 is where we've been for the last 30 years. So silver's playing a little bit of catch up, but I think what we're going to see from here on out is a tandem rise in the price of gold, silver, and platinum. Unless platinum plays some amazing catch up for some reason, but it just doesn't look like it has. So what does that mean for tomorrow? What does it mean for today? I think I was right yesterday about what I thought the prices were going to do today. And I think tomorrow, my guess is, I think we're going to see stronger prices through the weekend. I mean, we may see a little hovering, a little pause tomorrow, but overall, I think we're going to see about the same and maybe a little bit stronger prices tomorrow if it really sets in what Powell said today. Again, that's just my opinion. I really appreciate you watching. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea, because it really is a beautiful little city. You should come by here. Come by my shop on Commercial Blvd. We're open 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. Come by, say hello to us, go down to the beach. There's a couple little nice restaurants on the beach here that have been here forever too. Come down, buy some gold and silver from us, have yourself a drink, or if you don't drink, get yourself a nice little meal or an ice cream. Anyway, we're here 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. Listen, I appreciate you watching, and I tell you what, I'm going to offer some kind of prize for someone that makes or answers a question that I have during my videos. I got to think of something interesting to do, but I think I'm going to offer a free 1 ounce silver for someone that answers a question in one of my future videos coming up here. And I got to just figure a good way to do this, and maybe I'll make it a regular thing just to keep you guys watching, and also to throw something back out to the community. Again, thanks for watching. Talk to you tomorrow, and let's see what happens in the precious metals market. And by the way, nice to meet all you stackers. Talk to you soon.